You're watching CBS 2 News in high definition.
Good evening, I'm Christine Johnson.
And I'm Chris Raggi. It is breaking news happening at this moment. Is she in or is she out?
Well, there is complete confusion over whether Caroline Kennedy has dropped her bid for a Senate seat. It started with numerous reports of Kennedy's withdrawal, but now there is a lot of 11th hour backpedaling.
CBS 2's political reporter Marcia Kramer is live on the Upper East Side at Kennedy's home for us right now. Marcia, what have you got?
Well, it is a very confusing night in the Senate race. Caroline Kennedy is either out of the race or she's in the race. There are a lot of conflicting reports. There are reports tonight from CBS News, the New York Times, and the New York Post saying Caroline Kennedy has decided to take herself out of contention for Hillary Clinton's Senate seat.
A dramatic story. Caroline Kennedy out of the running. We're told that Governor Patterson had decided not to select her.
The Post and the Times offer different versions about why Caroline Kennedy reportedly decided to withdraw her name from consideration. The Times says it's concern over Uncle Ted Kennedy's health. The Post's Fred Dicker says it was because Governor Patterson decided not to pick her.
The governor got a lot of feedback from the political community, and it was disappointing feedback about Caroline Kennedy.
Meanwhile, sources tell CBS 2 that the governor apparently found something in Kennedy's background check that he didn't like. And members of the New York congressional delegation told me that they complained to Patterson about Kennedy's lack of Washington chops. Also, Patterson emissaries apparently didn't get a good response when they asked sitting congressmen if they would accept a non-elected official. There are still many on the governor's short list.
Andrew Cuomo is clearly on the short list. He has indicated some favorable discussion toward Randy Weingarten. He's indicated to Congressman Israel, Congresswoman Maloney. So he has had a long, short list.
The list includes Kirsten Gillibrand of Hudson County, as well as Nassau County Executive Tom Suozzi. But two other sources, including one very close to Caroline Kennedy, have told us that that story may be a mistake. Whether Kennedy is in or out, this is what pundits think is the governor's main consideration.
The issue is who helps the Democrats in 2010 when all the Democrats, newly empowered, are up for election.
Now, repeated attempts to clear up the confusion went nowhere. Calls to both the governor's office and to numerous of Kennedy's spokesmen were not returned. Reporting live on the East Side, I'm Marcia Kramer, CBS 2 News.
All right, Marcia, and right now we can tell you that so far there has been no statement tonight from Caroline Kennedy. Now, as for Senator Ted Kennedy, he is said to be in good spirits after being released from the hospital this morning. The statesman is battling brain cancer. Kennedy suffered a mild seizure at yesterday's post-inaugural luncheon. Doctors blamed it on fatigue.
From Senator to Madam Secretary, Hillary Clinton was sworn in tonight as Secretary of State. With her husband by her side and her hand on her father's Bible, Mrs. Clinton took the oath of office as the nation's 67th Secretary of State. This afternoon, the U.S. Senate confirmed her nomination by a vote of 94-2. Clinton, who has served as New York's junior senator for the last 8 years, received praise from her colleagues for her public service.
Hillary Clinton will combine a fresh look at our foreign policy with lots of experience and the know-how to get it done.
A committee vote on Treasury Secretary nominee Timothy Geithner is expected tomorrow, but the vote to confirm Attorney General designate Eric Holder has been put on hold for at least a week.
President Barack Obama hit the ground running on his first day as commander-in-chief, ripping through a jam-packed schedule at seemingly breakneck speed. But at the end of the day, he also had one very important do-over. CBS 2's Lou Young is live now in the newsroom with that story. Lou?
Hey, Christine, President Obama took his second oath of office about 3.5 hours ago in a private session in the White House map room. It was scheduled out of what a White House counsel called an abundance of caution to fix yesterday's inaugural mistake.
That I will execute
faithfully the office of President of the United States.
President of the United States faithfully.
It's a small thing, but the oath is written down in the Constitution, and the fact that Justice Roberts got the words out of order seemed like a mistake easily remedied, which is what happened tonight. The president reportedly joked beforehand they were doing it again because, quote, we decided it was so much fun. Justice Roberts asked if the president was ready. He said, I am, and we're going to do it very slowly. It went off without any additional glitches.
That I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States.
United States.
The second oath capped a day that included an immediate salary freeze for White House employees and new rules forbidding them to lobby the government in their next jobs as long as he is president. He lectured his new staff.
It's not about advantaging yourself. It's not about advancing your friends or your corporate clients. The American people are really counting on us now.
There was the ceremonial first-day prayer service and the personal greetings of 200 lucky members of the public who signed up for White House tours on the internet.
Enjoy yourselves. We're all right. Don't break anything.
The president also moved to keep several big campaign promises, calling Mideast leaders in Egypt, Israel, Jordan, and the Palestinian Authority to announce his personal involvement in peace efforts as relief workers picked through the wreckage of Gaza. He also circulated a plan to close the Guantanamo Bay Detention Center. He met with top military advisors about hastening the Iraq troop drawdown, and on the economy, met with financial advisors about getting his own $825 billion stimulus package through Congress. That'll take time, but we're told the order to close Guantanamo Bay, the detention center there, will be signed as early as tomorrow. The president has sent a blistering pace that aides say he plans to maintain for the foreseeable future. Christine?
All right, Liv, thank you. And on the very same day that Chief Justice Roberts re-administered the oath of office, Vice President Joe Biden had a little fun at his expense while administering the oath to senior staffers.
My memory is not as good as Justice Roberts, Chief Justice Roberts. Does anyone have the... No,
Oh, Biden's joke got a few laughs, but as you can see here from that video, not a single one from the president.
Yeah, didn't look happy there. There are plenty of stories today from those who braved the enormous crowds to watch President Obama's inauguration. The National Park Service says 1.8 million people gathered on the U.S. Capitol, National Mall, and the parade route. One New Jersey woman who made the trip to Washington with a church group ended up getting lost in the massive crowd. She missed her bus home and had to spend the night in D.C.'s main train station.
There was a lot of other people there, you know, in the train station, and everybody was sleeping. They had their pillows and their blankets and all that.
Harriet had to wait until this afternoon to find a seat on a train home to New Jersey.
Well, it was a frightening night at Mount Sinai Hospital tonight. A fire broke out, forcing hundreds of patients to evacuate their rooms. CBS 2's Dave Carlin is live now at the hospital on the Upper East Side. Dave, what's the latest?
Christine, what a scene we had earlier with thick smoke invading the emergency room and just about every patient room on the east side of this sprawling hospital complex. And in a flash, 600 patients were on the move. The firefighter response was swift, as was the movement here along the hospital's underground main corridor. The priority, getting some 600 patients moved from the smoky east wings to the west side of this sprawling hospital complex. Patients and staff, most of them wearing masks, packed halls and offices.
It was light, but then it started billowing deep black, very black, and it became very pungent. And that's when we started to go into the patient areas and start to help evacuate them.
When the fire started, Shirley Walton of Hempstead, Long Island, was inside with her son, a heart surgery patient.
He's down in the basement.
So is he being taken care of? Are you satisfied that he's okay?
Yes.
Fire investigators say it began in a second-floor mechanical room packed with electrical equipment, paints, and cardboard. The first 911 call came in about 6:30 tonight.
So we smelled something first, and then I called the fire safety.
Almost 40 fire units arrived, and as smoke poured out, more than 150 firefighters poured in.
The horizontal evacuation from the Guggenheim Pavilion into the Annenberg Pavilion worked fairly well. We moved patients from one building to another, and we did it quite efficiently.
Back live, no patient injuries, 6 minor injuries of firefighters, nothing life-threatening there. Now the patients are being allowed back into their rooms as Madison Avenue is open again. But as for the cause of this blaze, that remains under investigation. Live on the Upper East Side, Dave Carlin, CBS 2 News.
All right, Dave, thank you. Coming up tonight here at 11, it could be the biggest credit card security breach ever, and you could be a victim.
Plus, was he attacked because of his religion?
They came in and dragged me out and stabbed me with a bottle.
A brutal beating, so brutal, doctors say that he could lose an eye. Don't miss our hospital interview.
And a bit later, the salmonella outbreak hits a popular pet store chain. We're going to show you the treats you should throw out right away. Plus this.
Just ahead, look fabulous and thin in your jeans. It's the new fabric that's making everyone look great. CBS 2 HD's Kirsten Cole shows you the slimming secret behind these jeans that promise to fit every shape, size, and budget. Just ahead.
Time magazine calls Benjamin Button a sprawling, enthralling movie. David Fincher creates a world you want to get lost in, hails Rolling Stone.
It's kind of Benjamin's journey, and then there's the world that journey takes place in.
It's about relationships, missed opportunities, complicated by the fact she's getting older and he's getting younger.
So you completely and utterly buy the basic premise that a man could age in reverse.
I'm not as old as I look.
It's groundbreaking, a triumph of not just effects, but of storytelling.
We're going through the life of a human being, so you have plenty of ups and downs and turns and twists.
You never know what's coming for you.
The American Film Institute says it captures the poetry and pain of life. It's not only the best film of the year, but one of the best movies of the decade. A modern movie miracle.
You're on your own road, Benjamin.
The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, rated PG-13, now playing.
It could be the largest credit card security breach in history. Heartland Payment Systems says that cyber criminals compromised the computer network at its New Jersey facility. The firm processes 100 million payment card transactions per month for 175,000 merchants. Now, Heartland says that it has taken steps to secure its systems, but does not know how many people might be affected. However, the company says that no merchant information or cardholder social security numbers were compromised.
Well, the engine lost during the splashdown landing of U.S. Airways Flight 1549 will be plucked out of the Hudson River at some point tomorrow. Sonar equipment located the left engine 60 feet beneath the surface of the river this afternoon, not far from the ditching site. Authorities say all of the evidence examined so far confirms the pilot's claims that the plane lost power in both engines after flying through a flock of birds.
The left engine, though, which apparently detached upon impact, may have better evidence. They want to take a look at the inside of that turbine to see if the blades are broken, to see if there are any bird remains, and that would pretty much then be the final smoking gun in this case.
Investigators say they've already found the remains of what may be a bird in the right engine that's still attached to the plane. A young Sikh may lose his eye after a vicious attack on a Queen street. Now his family is pushing police to investigate this not just as an assault, but as a hate crime against Sikhs.
Then they turned their attention to my hair and my beard, started questioning why I had it, and they started tugging on my hair and my beard, said that they were going to cut it.
Jasmeer Singh was attacked by 3 men early Sunday in Jackson Heights. Now, Singh says the men first went after him for money, but continued to pursue him because he had a turban, long hair, and a beard. 2 of the suspects were arrested shortly after the attack. A third is still on the loose.
There's new concerns tonight from moms. The vaccine that you may want to consider getting for yourself to protect your child.
Also, it's another chilly night in the city. Lonnie Quinn is back with your full weather forecast.
And from mascara to moisturizer, how you can get department store cosmetics for free. Plus this.
Tonight, Dave's got Tom Cruise, and he brought his own top 10 list.
I've always wanted to do this.
Tonight on Dave.
Between Tom and I, you ladies won't know where to look.
At Target, the big brands you love can be found everywhere at mighty small prices. Because today's breakfast tastes even better when you know you got a very special deal. And the little things you reach for all week long work wonders when you know they're not costing you a lot of pocket change. Who said saving money couldn't be a cool thing? Big brands, small prices, every day at Target.
You've worked hard all your life. Then you get diagnosed with mesothelioma or lung cancer. What do? You first get the best medical care possible. You then call the number on your screen to receive the definitive source book on asbestos disease and your rights for compensation, even if you are a smoker. Since occupational exposure to asbestos increases your risk for getting lung cancer up to 100 times. Acknowledged national leaders in asbestos litigation, the law firm of Weitz and Luxembourg, prepared this valuable booklet. We are here to help.
Well, it certainly has been cold, and we've had those below normal temperatures now in place for over a week. How much more do we have to take? The forecast comes up. I got a little bit of good news right after the break.
Team up at ShopRite to throw a winning pregame party. Just use your Price Plus card at any ShopRite from now through January 31st. Look for this free party platter symbol. Buy $75 worth of any of these fine products on a single trip and choose a free $29.99 party platter. Buy the brands you love and be the MVP of your crowd. Don't miss out. Offer ends January 31st. Visit ShopRite.com and click on Party Platter Promotion. At one place, your place.
I want to feel things, really feel them.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
When I first met you, there was nothing in the world you couldn't do.
Kate Winslet. In two of the best performances in one of the best films of the year, Revolutionary Road, rated R.
Save 50 to 70%, plus take an extra 20% off a beautiful selection of furs during our fur consolidation sale and clearance event in the Fur Vault, available at Macy's.
A traction control system that monitors wheel slip 6,000 times a minute is smarter. Suspension that can self-adjust to changing roads is smarter. A 7-speed transmission that improves fuel efficiency is smarter. All of this in a smaller SUV, that's just brilliant. Introducing the all-new GLK, starting at $33,900.
It is a beautiful thing. High-end cosmetics for free. Brands like Lancome, Clinique, and Chanel are all part of the giveaway. As part of a settlement in the price-fixing lawsuit, hundreds of department stores agreed to hand out free cosmetics. The freebies are meant for people who bought these products as far back as 15 years ago, but no one's checking receipts. For a list of all the freebies and where you can get yours, just head to our website, WCBSTV.com, and click on links and numbers.
Now it's time for your exclusive forecast from CBS 2's Lonnie Quinn, who joins us right now to talk about this warming trend, which is headed our way. I mean, we're so excited about it.
But it's not here yet. Did you guys go outside for the dinner break?
It's freezing
outside. We've got to get through this evening, and it'll be kind of cool in the morning. Not as cold as it has been, and then we will start to warm up as you get into your afternoon. Now, I'm not talking T-shirt weather. You'll notice today everyone's bundled up. The scarves are out, the hats are out, the hoodies are out. Cold, man, I'm telling you, it was way below average today. Take a look at your current readings. This is what I'm talking to Chris and Christine about. It is so cold outside right now. 22 in the city, 21 from one end to the other on Long Island, 18 for Harriman, 15 in Sparta. Now, that's my chilly spot out there. When you factor in the wind chills, well, it feels like 16 degrees in Central Park. All throughout Long Island, feels like 7 for Harriman, 8 in Sparta, feels like 11 for White Plains, and it feels like 10 in Greenwich, Connecticut. Skies overhead, that's not so bad. Now, I will say you started off this morning with nothing but sunshine. A couple of fair weather clouds have rolled through, but we see no precipitation out there and no threats for precipitation. Look at this picture. The big weather player is this high pressure system down around the southeast. Now, for your day tomorrow, this high nudges its way in our direction. So I want you to notice the circulation of the air around that high. What are we dealing with? Right there. Winds tomorrow will be coming in from the west. So it's not going to be a balmy day, but you will have temperatures up around like the upper 30s. So I'm going to go for a sun and cloud mix, and here we go. Upper 30s, and let's talk about Friday, because this high pressure system is going to be, it's going to be pushing offshore, and then look what we're dealing with. It's a southwesterly breeze. Now, we've talked a lot about this. That southwesterly breeze is the warmest breeze that we can catch here in the tri-state. So for Friday, it's a sun and cloud mix, and your temperatures securely into the 40s. But unfortunately, it's not going to last that high. Gets nudged out of here, and the big breezes come in once again. We do have a cold weekend in store for everyone. It looks like it's going to stay in place for the beginning of next week as well. Tonight, though, clear skies out there, cold. We take the temperature down to 20 degrees. For your day tomorrow, that temperature goes up to 37. Now, sure, we stay in the 30s, but forget about these days where we've been in the teens or the lower 20s. We'll take the 37. That's normal for this time of year. And then you start looking at Friday. Friday's forecast takes us up to 43 degrees. It's a brief warm-up because Saturday you're looking at 31. Sunday 27, Monday night into Tuesday, there's a little disturbance that's trying to get its act together, but right now it looks like it's going to be staying off to our east, so it doesn't look to be a big player, but there's a little bit of a flurry chance, say Monday night into Tuesday, but that's about it. This time of year to have no major systems out there, it's pretty, it's just not normal, but we'll take it.
First quiet week in a while. Thanks, Lonnie.
Nice.
Well, jeans are a staple in most wardrobes, but with so many choices out there, finding the right fit for your body and your budget can seem impossible at times.
But now CBS 2's consumer reporter Kristen Cole reveals the slimming secrets of the latest denim styles.
If your jeans show off a little more than you'd like to when you sit down, try this pair on for size. The average American woman owns 8 pairs of jeans, but typically wears only 1 or 2 because she doesn't like the way the rest of them fit.
Shopping for jeans can make you feel out of shape, short, just not glamorous at all.
But now there's a new batch of denim designed, experts say, with every bottom line in mind.
It is truly an art and a science.
Fed up with trying to find the perfect pair of jeans to fit her perfectly pear shape, attorney Claire Jason took on a new role to design a line for the curvy woman.
Michelle has a 25-inch waist and a 40 hip. She has ample rear and or hips, so she needs more fabric to cover that up, especially when she sits down. So there's no things showing that don't want to be seen.
Jason says her jeans are also constructed to provide a fuller thigh and wider knee, yet taper back at the waist so you don't have to have them altered.
Our pockets, where they're placed, they actually are placed so that they actually complement her bottom and lifts it up.
And if a thick waist is your problem, fashion editor Aretha Busby says there are a number of new styles now made with higher waistbands,
which is great for covering that muffin top.
I want to accentuate my good parts and, improve my bad parts.
Another common jeans complaint, that they flatten your behind. But take a look at this new rear lifting style.
They have this built-in technology where we've been able to give her an extra inch around the butt.
All of the jeans we showed you range between $65 and $200 per pair. We have links to every style on our website at WCBSTV.com. I'm Kirsten Cole, CBS 2 News.
Moral of the story, you've got to buy jeans with built-in technology.
Technology, it's so advanced these days. Coming up for you, the salmonella outbreak spreads to pet treats.
And then coming up in sports, Rex Ryan comes out swinging. Wait till you hear what the new Jets head coach has to say. Sam Ryan with sports in just a few moments.
Start your day with CBS 2 HD. Maurice Dubois, Kate Sullivan, John Elliott, Katie McGee, and John DeCepolo. Weekday mornings, 5 to 7 a.m.
Playing Take 5, huh?
Who are you?
I'm a little bit of luck. And when you play Take 5, the odds are 1 in 9, so I'm all you need to win.
This could be the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Whoa, slow down, buddy.
Play Take 5 from the New York Lottery. All you need is a little bit of luck.
Critics everywhere are hailing defiance.
We will start rebuilding the lives you have all lost.
Time magazine says defiance is worth celebrating.
Every day of freedom is an act of faith.
Defiance. Rated R. Now playing everywhere.
Morning of the big game. Morning of. Guy comes in, he's like, hey, I want this TV and I want it installed today for the big game. Lucky for this guy, my install had canceled. It was like all the stars aligned. We walk into the house, his wife, it was so funny, and she's like, everything is ready. Nachos, drinks, and little weenies. And we walk into this living room, and right between the two speakers, there's no TV. A hole. Yeah, it was a hole. 35 to 40 people trying to hook up wires, and I'm hitting somebody's hip. I got done, and all the guys were like, yeah! I'm walking out, getting the high five. I just love my job.
Still ahead, the vaccine pregnant women may want to consider. And then after the news on The Late Show tonight, Dave has Tom Cruise and also music from Fall Out Boy.
How do you know when a food is truly healthy? Just look for Stop & Shop's new Healthy Ideas symbol throughout the store. Created by top nutrition experts, Healthy Ideas makes it simple to find items high in nutrition and low in things like fat, salt, and cholesterol. Look for the symbol on over 3,000 items store-wide for truly healthy foods at a glance. It's smart, it's easy, it's Healthy Ideas, and it's only at Stop & Shop.
I'm Reggie Register, and I just love saving money, don't you? At $3.99, this love seat is a bargain. But when you add the $3.69 chaise lounge and get both pieces for only $6.99, ka-ching, you save $69. 3 tables and a pair of lamps is superb at $2.39. But when you add it to this lovely package deal, take it all home for $7.99. Ka-ching! You save a whopping $208. I just love saving money, don't you?
It was once a leading killer, and now doctors say whooping cough is making a comeback. As a result, they are now warning all new mothers to be vaccinated for the illness before taking their newborns home. Now, the illness, characterized by severe coughing, can be deadly for babies who are not able to be vaccinated until they're at least 2 months old. Now, statistics show whooping cough, or pertussis, is on the rise in the U.S., up tenfold since 1980.
And the salmonella outbreak involving products made with peanut butter is spreading. Tonight, Nutrisystem is recalling its peanut butter granola bars, and also some pet food is also being recalled. Great Choice dog biscuits sold at PetSmart stores may be contaminated. Federal officials believe the outbreak is linked to a peanut processing plant in Georgia. Nationwide, hundreds of people have become sick. For a list of all the products to avoid, just go to our website, WCBSTV.com.
Well, coming up in sports, the Jets introduced their new head coach, and he has a warning for the rest of the NFL.
Plus, the Knicks take on their coach's former team at the Garden. Sam Ryan has all the highlights right after this break. break.
Closed captioning for CBS 2 News in high definition is brought to you by Toyota. Tomorrow at 11, taking the regret out of tattoos so you don't have to say, "What was I thinking?"
You can always get rid of it.
The secret's in the ink. CBS 2 HD's Kirsten Cole shows you the no regret tattoo. Tomorrow at 11.
Buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise.
Playing in the streets, gonna be a big man someday.
You got mud on your face.
Big disgrace.
Kicking your can all over the place. Singing, we will, we will.
With unbeatable prices on everyone's favorite football foods. Game time costs less at Walmart. Save money, live better, Walmart.
MPG. It's a very popular topic lately. We're proud to say the IS-250 leads its class in MPG. But MPG isn't everything. You have to consider resale, reliability, all 7 costs to see why the IS-250 has the lowest cost of ownership in its class. See how they add up at your Lexus dealer. Lease the 2009 IS-250 all-wheel drive for $399 a month for 36 months with 0 due at signing.
Right now at Pearl Vision, when you buy a pair of eyeglasses, we'll give you a second pair free. That's 2 for the price of 1. A free spare with every pair. Or a second look when you buy a first look. However you say it, it's a great deal. But this buy one, get one free offer won't last long. So to get your free eyeglasses, come into Pearl Vision.
Everyone knows this side of me, but these days, this is how I spend more of my time. I've taken what I've learned here and applied it here. The result? Cindy Crawford Home. A perfect marriage of fashion and value. Available now at Raymore and Flanagan. And while I love doing the fashion thing, I love being at home with my family even more. Cindy Crawford Home, exclusively at Raymore and Flanagan. That's furnishing your style.
Sam Ryan is here now with sports, and the Jets' new head coach, man of few words, right? Oh, yeah.
He's the old one.
Couldn't get much from him today. The Rex Ryan era is underway. The Jets introduced their 17th head coach today, but it was Ryan doing all the talking and saying all the right things. The 46-year-old Ryan comes gangrene's way after spending 8 years with the Baltimore Ravens, including the last 4 as defensive coordinator. He's already announced he's bringing linebackers coach Mike Pettin as he's defensive coordinator, and Rex was talking the talk and tackling the questions today.
The message to the rest of the league is, hey, the Jets are coming, and we're going to give you everything we got, and that's going to be, I think, more than you can handle. We want to be known as the most physical football team in the NFL. If you take a swipe at one of ours, we'll take a swipe at 2 of yours, and that's just the way this game's going to be played.
About a dozen players were in attendance, and they all have big smiles, ear-to-ear grins on their face. Well, hoops, the Knicks hosting Mike D'Antoni's former team, the Suns, at the Garden tonight. Another outstanding night for David Lee. 25 points, 16 boards. He records his 30th double-double this season. So midway through the fourth quarter, New York ahead 96-91. Nate Robinson inside, and the foul. He chipped in 20 off the bench. Now over 2 minutes to go. Chris Duhon has it, puts it up from downtown, count that one. Knicks hold on to top the Suns, 114-109. They won. Nets and Hornets in New Orleans, where New Jersey witnessed why Chris Paul is one of the top players in the league. Second quarter on the break and behind the back to Butler. He can score 2. Third quarter, in the lane, easy hoop for Chris Paul. How about a little more from the kid from Wake Forest? Here he goes, the steal, the other way. And the dunk late in the game. 29 points, 19 rebounds, 8 assists. The Nets dropped their 4th straight, 102-92. Well, college hoops, the longest skid in Division I is over. NJIT beat Bryant. That ends a 51-game losing streak. Rutgers and Louisville tonight. The Scarlet Knights still looking for their first Big East win. Not going to happen tonight. Terrence Williams, the steal, and hello, the flush. He scores a game-high 23. Louisville topping Rutgers 78-59. Well, to the ice, it is the eve of the All-Star break in the NHL. The Devils try to end the first half on a 5-game winning streak, hosting the Canadiens. And And the Devils staying red hot, up 2-1 late in the second. Johnny Oduya, he does it, ripping the one-timer past Carey Price. His fourth of the year makes it 3-1. They go on to win 5-2 and move back into first place in the Atlantic. Islanders and Ducks at the Coliseum, 1-0 Isles in the first. Big one for Curtis McLean. Big drive to his first NHL goal. It spells the end of the night for J.S. Giguère, and I guess he's not quite happy with his stick on this one. The Islanders get their first win of 2009, 2-1, the final. Second round of the Australian Open, Andy Roddick facing qualifier Xavier Malisse of Belgium. Roddick in the near court lost the first set before coming back to win the next three. So he takes it 4-6, 6-2, 7-6, 6-2. Roger Federer and Novak Djokovic also advanced to the third round. And back to football, Jets head coach Rex Ryan has coaching in his blood. His dad, Buddy Ryan, you may know, is a former head coach who, if you remember, got in a fight with Giants offensive coordinator Kevin Gilbride back in '94 with the Oilers. He was also the linebackers coach of the Jets when they won Super Bowl III back in 1969. So what did Buddy tell his son before taking the Jets job?
He was a longtime NFL assistant with the Jets for 8 seasons. And like he told me, he says, don't screw it up. This is my team. I'm like, yeah, don't worry, Dad.
You know what? Jet fans aren't worried either right now.
Good choice. All right, Sam. Thanks. Stay with us. We're right back.
Team up at ShopRite to throw a winning pregame party. Just use your Price Plus card at any ShopRite from now through January 31st. Look for this free party platter symbol. Buy $75 worth of any of these fine products on a single trip and choose a free $29.99 party platter. Buy the brands you love and be the MVP of your crowd. Don't miss out. Offer ends January 31st. Visit ShopRite.com and click on Party Platter Promotion. At one place, your place.
This is a brand new day, and it's getting better every single day. This is a brand new day, and I'm feeling better when you say la 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 la.
A new day, new ways to save.
Sometimes you can hear lung cancer in smokers before you see it. There's a whistling noise. It's the air racing around the lung cancer that's almost completely blocking an airway. By the time most lung cancers are discovered, it's already too late to operate.
I'm telling you, you kids have it easy.
We had to get our internet from a phone company.
And the phone from a phone company, too.
I had to walk 5 miles to the video store for the latest releases.
In the snow, uphill.
Remember when your cable, phone, and internet came from 3 different companies? Thanks to Time Warner Cable's Triple Play, those days are history.
Just count yourself lucky.
We got our TV from a dish.
And our movies, they came on one of these.
My phone bill was crazy.
Different amount every month.
Crazy.
Crazy. No, not you.
With the Triple Play, you'll get digital cable in HD with tons of on-demand movies, internet that leaves DSL in the dust, and unlimited calling to the U.S., Canada, and Puerto Rico, all on one bill for less than $90 a month.
Those days were tough.
Downloading pictures?
An hour.
Or 2.
Buffering.
Buffering.
Call 1-800-646-0456 and get the Triple Play.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
It was yesterday.
Yes. Yes, it was.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Christine Johnson.
And I'm Chris Raggy. The Late Show is next. Dave's guest tonight, Tom Cruise, and music from Fall Out Boy.
For Lonnie, Sam, and the entire CBS News team, have a great night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
CBS 2 HD goes all digital on February 18, 2009. Viewers with antennas may lose their signal. For more information, call 888-DTV-2009 or go to WCBSTV.com/digital.